Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain. We're back here in Restless Isles. Now if you didn't watch the last video, in order to get to Restless Isles, you need to first complete a quest called Hiding in Plain Sight, which is located in the harbor. After that, you would be able to use the teleport agent there in the market near the auctioneer, and that'll take you right here. Now, the quests are a little bit confusing to get to just due to the way that the Slayer area is set up. So we're starting right from the beginning, and I'll take you through that. Alright, so we're going to head back, we're going to head down into the shaft itself. Now, I would like to point out that it has been forever since I've run this specific quest, mostly because I don't like quests where you can't kill specific enemies, and this is one of those quests there. So I can honestly say it's probably been about 3 or 4 years since I've actually run this specific quest. Alright. So we're going to start by heading up the shaft here. And as soon as we get to the top, I do want to point out that there are some of these ogres that have red hair. They are the overseers. Each overseer does contain a key, but just because they have the red hair doesn't necessarily mean they are the overseer, as they do have some champions. Alright, so once we pick up the key, rather than continue heading that direction, we actually need to turn around and head back down. Now these keys are used to open up the gates at specific locations, and cannot be picked, so you do actually need to pick up these keys. Alright, so from here we just want to follow the tunnel to our next lift here at the top, which is just right around the corner. And I will be posting a link to the map in the description here. It's the map that I'm actually currently using to go through this. I did do a little test run beforehand, so I mostly knew where I was going. Alright, so this part here, as soon as you get up, you do need to kill all the enemies. Once you do, the gate here will open, allowing you to proceed across the bridge. So if you're stuck there and the bridge isn't opening, it means there's probably a wild man somewhere still on that top of the small island that is still just alive. Alright, this part here, we actually can jump right down and head right into the shaft, as there is nobody up here that we specifically need to kill. I'm just killing them, that way we don't have get that alert later on. Alright, so at this section we actually might run into an optional, as once we get to the corner there's going to be a whole bunch of scorpions, and right here there is again a possible named scorpion that can appear, which we got. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of on the way, so I mean it's no harm in checking. Let's get a few more scorps. So this time here, we do need to actually cross our bridge. So we're gonna go ahead and kill everybody again. And then once the last wild man dies, again the gate will open. Alright, so yeah, so here we are. So on this part here, you do want to make sure that you pick up the key, as we are going to need that right away. Other than that, the rest of these enemies you can ignore if you feel like it. But the important one is we pick up that key. Alright, so from here, we want to make an immediate right. And then we're actually going to go through the gate right there ahead of us. We do have some enemies there on either side. If you feel like killing them, of course. Which I'm killing as many because next one I can't kill any. Alright. So we're going to want to head up and around. We do have a small group of them. These ones, as you can see, are active the moment you walk around the corner. So it's just easy to deal with them. Now, we don't want to head up that one there. Rather, we want to make a left. And we're going to head up this way. Now, through this door is another potential rare. Which it does look like we got. The rare itself is simply just this horde of enemies, counting it as a cohort. So, didn't give us count, but we do have a chest, and then of course a collectible there as well. So from here we're going to continue on. Alright. So here we just head up the lift, and we actually come to a peaceful section. We have some wild men here. Just want to make our way up top. And here we will have Opu the Elder. Just talk to him. He will give you the quest of the Slavers of the Shrieking Mines. Once you have the quest, just hop down. Now we do need to backtrack just a little bit. So once we get here, we do want to head right. And we want to get to the other side of where that gate was, right there. From here, we just want to head down the ramp. And up this shaft here, which is the quest entrance. Now again, I do apologize if I am a little rusty going through this quest, as it has been a very, very long time since I've been in here. So the first thing to note right off the top is save some of the miners. They may have actually gone and changed this one. I used to remember it was kill no more than 5. I'm still going to do my best to not kill any.
Could they really be the voices of the dead?
So we are able to kill the ogres. They are the bad guys there.
These crystals emit a faint ringing tone as you draw near, as if reacting to the sound of your footsteps.
Alright. So we got a door. Okay, so it's actually saving them now. Well, that makes it a lot easier. Yeah, last time I was in here, I remember it didn't actually save them. Well, that's handy. I mean, still gotta kill. And the turncoats here, you can't actually save them. They're the ones that have turned against their fellows. And as you see, is it optional to kill them specifically. Alright. So, continuing down the hall, again, we just want to poke our heads in these rooms. But these rooms are optional as they only contain the turncoats. The one we do need here is at the very end. And we also have a mind flayer here at the end. Now the mind flayer is one of the overlords here. Once he dies, you need to loot his chest, which will give you an iron key used to open the door in the previous hall. So as you see, you can skip these 2 rooms. Ooh, Mr. Breakable. So you can skip this one and this one, as they only contained just random enemies. But they are random enemies required for an optional. That. Alright, so we're gonna move on ahead. Now I do want to point out that a little ways in, we are gonna run into a trap, actually right around here. Rather, a little bit further up, there we go. And it's nothing more than just a spike trap. Easy enough to pass. Alright, so yeah, heading on in. Again, you want to kill the turncoats. If it doesn't say turncoat, try to leave it alive. An easy way is to kill the ogres first. Basically think of them as the slave masters. So now to our door, and just on the other side of the door we should also have another trap right about here. Or actually it should have been right about here. Doesn't look like it appeared though. So again, killing the ogres, free our slaves. Now this room here I believe is an optional. Not an optional XP, but no, it looks like we have a an overseer in here.
The ogre mage growls and commands his slaves to defend him. Boss Tex's slaves spit on his corpse.
Alright. So I was wrong, that was not optional at all, and actually required. Ooh.
The slaves chip away at the crystals while the ogre bark commands at them. The awful heat rising from the bottom of this shaft only adds to their misery.
Alright. So this is where it starts to get a little confusing. Now there's not a lot of directions that we can go, actually only heading down. So we're just going to follow the ramps down. I'm going to be looking for ogres along the way. Now as you can see we have a ladder here, dropping us down to this section. Now if you do happen to fall further down, don't worry. Of course we can go all the way around and work our way through there. Now this way here, as you can see, we do have a trap coming out of the gong there and coming out of all these crystals. Just do your best to make your way around them. Once you get through, we have our gong. If you kill the guy manning the gong, it will stop. But we're gonna do our best not to kill anybody who doesn't have to die. So there we go. Now that we've freed those guys, he still seems to want to work. So we do have the miners here. Again, don't really want to kill them. So we're going to try and find these brutes. Ooh, this is going to hurt. And here we are back into our giant shaft. So just some random loot. So as you saw, it was a locked chest itself, so just got to be careful. Alright, so another section. Some wild men. Alright, so now from this point, we do want to make our way south first. And through here we will have, some more turncoats. But we're also going to have our second overseer boss here.
The Olympic Wiggles speech. The circus dwellers.
And as this is an overseer's room, we're going to have another chest with another key here. Oh, no key. Okay. That's my mistake. Yeah, like I said, it's been a really, really long time since I've run this one. I'm primarily going off of just memory. Alright. So now we gotta head through our sonic trap again. And again, they have a guy banging on the gong. If you kill him, then it will turn off the trap, of course. But we're trying not to kill anyone, so I wonder if we just use the gong. Yeah, no. So you actually gotta have to target and kill the guy. Alright, looking down, we got some ogre brutes. Alright, but we're gonna not hop down, I'm just gonna head across. Ultimately, I mean, you can hop down and work your way up. Personally, I just like to follow the main path and not really jump down. I find it, for myself anyway, easier to follow. So we didn't actually free him just yet, which means we've got another ogre to kill.
The hole hisses as you approach it.
Alright, so there it is to our left. I saw him. So there's one of the beholders. Apparently there's one more. Well, let's poke her head down here. I'm not exactly sure where. You know what? Truthfully, he's probably on the other side. This way here. So, you know what? Let's try poking her head this way. There he is. Alright. Got some more turncoats. Alright, and it is said to have another trap, though the trap should have been right around here. Obviously we didn't get that this run. Alright, so we killed most of those guys.
Uzaki's slaves whoop and scream. The ogre boss snarls, intent on cleaving you.
Alright. So now we're going to make our way north, which should lead us around, as this should be a big, well, square. To our right, we just actually have a set of shrines. So if you need to, as you can see, very long quest, not a lot of rest. And this will lead us right back to where we were here. Now that we've done that, we do want to head through our lovely sonic traps again. Just gonna pull some enemies here. As you can see, the sonic traps do hurt them, and hurt quite a bit, but are avoidable if you just aim your jumps there. I wonder.
ogre mage laughs as you approach. Death is the only reward for
I think we
betrayal.
almost killed one of our miners there.
The slaves of
There we go.
Aloevain curse him. The slave driver is defeated.
So at this point, we're almost done with only one overlord and one ogre magi to go. We're actually running out of locations to check as well. So he should just be down this direction here. Alright, so we're back here in the big main shaft. Alright, so hopping down. Alright, looks like we saved all the slaves here. So it does tell us to hop down, and we do have a path going north here. So I am going to poke our head up this direction, see what we can find up here. Does look like we had a miner follow us, and we don't have a negative. So yet maybe they did change this. I'm just gonna kill it. Yeah, we did not get a negative count for that. Okay, so that's good. So yeah, feel free to kill all the miners you want. Wow, that sounds so horrible if taken out of context.
Boss Gullo's slaves beat their chest
I mean,
in triumph.
ultimately,
Defeated.
one, it's attached to an optional for a little bit of XP. Total of what did we get? 1400? Ooh, 71 rems. But, I mean, you don't have to worry about failing. That is one thing I do remember from the last time I did this quest, was I do remember having to worry about failing if we killed anybody. If that's the case, rather than trying to jump our way through, just hit the gong here like this, make it easy on ourselves. Alright, and here we are, which should be our last room,
You hear an
having our final overlord, and there we go. So, it is a fairly straightforward quest, and a lot different than I remember it. Like I said, I remember it having, you cannot kill specific enemies. And I'm just checking to see if any named, which we didn't get. We also have a glittering cache here for an extra little bit of loot, or rather extra bit of experience. From here, all that's left is to recall out and turn in the quest. Now, the quest is a little easier to turn in than the other quest out here, as the quest giver is a lot closer. But here we go. So what we actually need to do, which unfortunately we cannot, would be to head through this gate here. However, what we are able to do is, okay, so we came up the ramp here. Instead of heading left, we can actually make a right, follow it around just a little bit, and we should be able to talk to the Wild Man Guide. And he will take us right to our Elder here. And then we just need to make our way up top. And here we go. So one thing I do want to point out, as you see right in the middle, you obtained a shattered sigil. You'll obtain one of each from the quest here. So there's the shattered, and then there's the broken. So it's 2 pieces there. You can now use these 2 pieces and go to the very entrance of this area, and they'll turn it into a non-broken sigil. And this is the item that you use in order to do the raid out here. Now this item, if you TR often, don't worry, you don't actually have to farm this out every time. Rather, you farm it out the once, you have your sigil, that's all you need. So as long as you keep that sigil persistent through other lives, you'll never have to come back and run these quests again. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as me. It was kind of a blast from the past there. Well, thank you so much for joining, and have a good one, all.